They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
Bioshock is a much beloved title amongst gamers, and for good reason. We're here at 2K Marin to talk to some of the original development team to find out how they're bringing the genetically enhanced version to the PS3. I'm here with Jordan Thomas, who's the creative director at 2K Marin, and you worked at the Fort Frolic sequence, right? That was your main opus in the original?
Yeah, the player kind of gets captured by this crazy artist, and that's all my fault.
So, Bioshock isn't your average first-person shooter. I mean, there's a lot of themes that go on in the game that are brought from like literary references and that kind of thing. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. I mean, at its core, the kind of backstory of Bioshock is about this war between ideas or philosophies, and we kind of needed to, like, etch that onto every single wall in the world because the player is this ridiculous whirling dervish that runs around and gets distracted and plays with toys, and so you kind of need, at any given moment, that they go, all right, I'm going to calm down and look around for a second, that it's teaching them a lesson about the sort of opposing forces of this undersea world. So yeah, so by the end of the game, you kind of hope that the player has learned about who hates whom and why.
There's obviously a lot of issues of morality in the game. You kind of have to decide whether you want to do something and be rewarded immediately, or kind of do the right thing and possibly reap the benefits later. What are you guys trying to say with that statement?
Well, it's interesting that you phrase it like that, because we're actually not trying to say something specific. We want to ask the player a question and have them give us an interesting answer through their kind of play style. So yeah, like at the core of all this are these little sister characters who are very vulnerable, particularly to a certain kind of interaction, and that the player has to make a choice about whether they, in this new kind of moral context of a decaying, city under the sea, what will they forgive themselves for? What will they let themselves get away with? Because the game doesn't spend a lot of time telling you what to do and what not to do. You really have to make that choice for yourself. And over the course of the game, you make a lot of those kind of sort of micro choices about little sisters, and that kind of plugs into who you are, and the game hopefully responds well to that.
Are we going to see any new alternate endings?
I will say that the story is affected by your ethical decisions.
All right, that was very vague, but that's okay.
I'm excellent at vague.
So Bioshock came out last year for the Xbox. What are you guys bringing to the PS3?
Well, PS3 has a few new kind of interesting things. We're kind of calling it the genetically enhanced version, and the idea is that you get to kind of customize the experience a little more. Like there are a lot of tweaks that we made to the Xbox version that are all included by default on PS3. So you can turn off the resurrection stations, which are this sort of very forgiving death models. If you want a really kind of hardcore experience, there's that. And you can also marry that to the survivor mode, which is a new difficulty that we're releasing exclusive for this. And it's kind of like, it makes every single bullet count, every resource that you can pick up through the world matters, and so the player really is kind of scrounging to stay alive.